A group of Democratic lawmakers in Illinois are trying to repeal a law that requires abortion providers to notify the parents of a minor who are seeking an abortion. A survey taken earlier this month found 72% of Illinois voters say a guardian or parent should be notified if a minor is seeking an abortion. Church officials are also speaking out. Joining us now is Robert Gilligan, Executive Director of the Catholic Conference of Illinois. Robert, welcome. Thank you so much for your time today. First off, tell us more about this proposal. Who is backing it, and why is it being brought forward now?
Yeah, the proposal is being backed primarily by the American Civil Liberties Union and Planned Parenthood. Also, we've had an intervention, if you will, from the Human Rights Campaign. Human Rights Watch put out a report. So they're the three main groups that are behind it. And so they're trying to repeal, the Illinois Parental Notification Act.
Can you talk to us about the danger of a proposal like this being put in place, in particular, the danger it poses to our girls?
Exactly. The law supports parents right now. This is a parents' rights issue. And what we have right now is a law that says that if a minor is seeking an abortion, an adult family member should be notified. We just have notification. Many states, all of us surrounding us in Illinois and in the Midwest, have consent. The parent actually has to consent, but Illinois just has notification. And so what that serves is an additional check. It's an additional eyes and ears overlooking the actions of a minor. And if we repeal this law, I think it's important to point out that that additional check is gone. So, we have a scourge in this country on human trafficking. And who's to say that a minor couldn't be taken to an abortion clinic by their trafficker? And this repeal of this law, no parent would know, no judge would know. And the person that's perpetrating this crime continues to be able to perpetrate those crimes. So parental notification serves a lot of purposes. It serves the purpose of protecting, perhaps, against a trafficking victim being continuing in this unfortunate situation. And also, the law undergirds parental rights, and it should. The law should support a parent's rights to know what's going on in their child's life. We have that in so many different areas. The parental consent is needed for every parent that's listening to this knows they have to give their consent for their child to participate in just about anything, sports, school activities, the list goes on and on. So to repeal a law that says a parent shouldn't be notified if their minor child wants an abortion is ridiculous.
Absolutely, it is baffling indeed. As we mentioned, more than 70% of the voters in Illinois are against this proposal, as are the Catholic bishops in the state. What are they doing about it? How are they responding?
Well, our first attempt was just this week. Is what we're doing is we put out a letter. All 6 dioceses in Illinois, all 6 bishops put out a letter to the laity, notifying them that this issue is going on. Right now, because of the coronavirus situation in Illinois, our lawmakers are just beginning to meet again. And so a lot of people don't know what's going on at the Capitol in Springfield. So the bishops are doing their due diligence and letting the laity know that the issue is going on. They're trying to educate them a little bit about some of the ramifications of the issues, some of the things we just talked about. And then third of all, we're trying to engage them in being active in the political process by just allowing them and informing them of ways so they can inform their local state lawmaker that they should vote against this bill. And that's what the purpose of the letter is. It gives specific instructions to Catholics on how to engage their lawmakers to urge them to vote against the bill.
Robert, what comes next after this? And for those who may be concerned and want to get involved, how can they do so?
What comes next is, so far, the bill has not been heard in a legislative committee. We believe that the first hearing will not be till after the Easter break. So we think the first legislative hearing will be after April 12th. So we're urging people to contact their state lawmakers, mostly those in the state House of Representatives. It's going to be closer there. So we really, really are focusing on the state House. There will be a committee hearing probably in the middle of April, and then the action happens when they try to pass the bill on the full House floor. And that's when we really want people to contact their lawmakers. So what we're asking is for people to go to our website, www.ytsync-en, flcatholic.org. They can find out how to call their state. They can find out who their state representative is and how to call them. And secondly, if they want, there's a pre-printed message there that they can forward to their state rep that expresses the concerns that I just outlined. Meeting with them is another option. We strongly urge them to try to meet with them. And, like we're talking now, if you can't meet in person, you can do it virtually. Lawmakers are open to that. So as much engagement as possible in the political process to urge legislators to vote against this repeal of parental notification is what the bishops are trying to do.
Robert, we don't have a lot of time left, but I want to ask you anything else that maybe I forgot to ask you that you think is important for our viewers to know, and any final thoughts when it comes to this issue?
Yeah, the message is simple. 72% of voters, likely voters, think that this is a bad idea. 72% of Illinois voters think that parents should be informed if their minor teen wants an abortion. And interestingly enough, when you look at that polling data, minority voters feel even strongly, they feel more strong than white voters do. I think the numbers are in 76% of minority men and 74% of minority women. So this issue cuts across every demographic. We get bogged down in the pro-life, pro-choice issue. And look, we're clearly pro-life. There's no denying that. But many individuals who are pro-choice also support parental notification. So I think it's important for people to realize that the important points to hit are that the majority of Illinois voters support this law as it is. It should continue. And secondly, that it doesn't matter if you're pro-choice or pro-life. This is about parents' rights and about a parent's rights to know what happens with their underage minor child. It just makes common sense. Most people, when they hear about this, they're kind of like, they get a little surprised that the legislature would even consider something like this. But I think that parents' rights should trump a child's rights, and that it's a simple issue that most people in Illinois support the law, so it should remain as is. And actually, we'd argue there should be parental consent, not notification, but we want to keep notification if that's their only option at this point.
Well, Rob, we're going to leave it right there. Thank you so much for your time today and talking to us about it. We really, really appreciate it. Robert Gilligan, Executive Director of the Catholic Conference of Illinois. Thanks again.
Thank you.